Well, welcome back to Oracle TV at HIMSS 2026 in Las Vegas. We're going to jump into this next conversation that I am very excited about. I'm sitting next to Dr. Al Villarin, and he is the Chief Medical Information Officer with Nuvance Health. And I said that title correctly,
That's right?
Okay, great.
Perfect, thank you.
Well, Dr. Villarin, can we just jump right into the ecosystem that you support? Can you talk about it, the community you serve? Give us a little glimpse into your life.
So we have 6 hospitals, 43 primary care clinical areas, and subspecialists throughout Western Connecticut, as well as Poughkeepsie region. We have 200 square miles of coverage and about 2 million patients that we cover, plus transfers in and out of our system. So we have a multicultural need to deliver understanding of the patients as well as the providers that deliver that care for our patients.
Absolutely. So then in your opinion, thinking about that, and I think just healthcare at large, what are some of the challenges that you face and then challenges in healthcare that could make the patient vulnerable?
Well, I think by design, we put the patient in a bad position. Because if they don't speak our language, English, and if they don't understand what's going on with them, we have to translate 2 languages. The language of clinical care, so what's going on with them medically, but also in their comfortable language to build that trust with the patient. Most patients speak English, understand that when I describe a disease or a diagnosis with a patient, they get it. They understand it when we talk about it in a clinical sense. If they don't understand the language we're speaking, then that creates the barrier of misunderstanding, which leads to other negative outcomes later on.
And that makes a patient vulnerable. If they don't understand the diagnosis, the treatment opportunities, it's that language barrier.
Right. And the language barrier prevents us from being efficient care delivery personnel. We tell them one thing and they come back to the emergency department just because they didn't know what medication they had to take, what diagnosis they had, who they had to follow up with, what the process was. And we designed healthcare unfairly for the patients who cannot speak English language.
Yes.
The LEP, as we call it, language, limited English proficiency patients. Unfairly. Not by design, but like just an oversight. We have to correct that so we reduce the outcomes for those patients.
Well, thank you for bringing that conversation to light. And thank you for being an advocate for Oracle Health technologies. I mean, it's important how we're moving forward and what we can change in the area of language barrier. So let's talk specifically about OCI Language Services.
Okay.
What makes this the right technology for organizations?
When you design a technology like this that is ubiquitous in the cloud, you add the ability for all of the people responsible for patient care to access that information, whether it be in the emergency department, whether it be at discharge, whether it be on the ambulatory side. You're facilitating that unified care, that ecosystem of completeness that the patient will enjoy from the beginning when they first enter your health network until they're discharged and seeing their primary care physician. They know that we, as providers, care for them, not just clinically, but emotionally, because we're in contact with that emotion. And the language is an emotional factor of communication for everybody.
It absolutely is. But how does that maintain, medical context and accuracy across 30 plus languages when fitting into these high pressure work streams?
It's an automation. So what we're looking forward to is work with Oracle to build that automation wherever we interact with the patient. So the clinicians don't have to develop or click or create something. It's a known reason designed into the workflow that's automated so that clinicians and the patients, all of the end users, regardless of where they are, have an automation that prompts accurate delivery and understanding of the care you want to deliver.
So go a bit further, and what are you anticipating most with this technology when you think about the patient safety or the provider efficiency?
I think we have to do more for patient access to the information in their personal language.
Yes.
So that AI agents now can understand Al Villarin Spanish. I'm going to communicate through the chatbot to patient portal, lab tests in the native language. Every patient that comes to our organization that we register, we ask their preferred language. So that should transmit all of that information to the cloud. So anytime clinical information is interacted with a patient, it's in their native language And that facilitates that glue, that trust that we're going to carry that patient experience in a positive manner, regardless of where we see them in the care journey.
So then building this foundation, it really becomes a thing that's going to change this barrier that stands between the patient and getting the high quality health outcomes they want.
We have done research on exactly that. We looked at patients that come back with heart failure, and it's almost 2-to-1 that the patients that do not have language translation come back twice as much as the patients that have English as their primary language. That's on us. We have to fix that so those patients can have the same care and the same outcomes as English-speaking patients. That's our responsibility. So we work with clinical companies and vendors like yourself to facilitate that better care that we can deliver for those patients.
Absolutely. So last question I want to ask you is actually just about where we're at, and that's HIMSS.
Yes.
And so being at HIMSS this year, what's your takeaway? What's different?
Well,
what are you leaving with?
I'm leaving with the understanding that AI is the focus, obviously, for most things, but companies like Oracle have started to really listen to clinicians.
Yeah.
And Oracle is going to grow and manifest in excellence through working with clinicians and working with patients to facilitate that growth and understanding. AI is a tool, but it's a very powerful tool to unite care and caring for patients' outcomes. And by facilitating that across the board, all the Oracle patients, all Oracle clinicians will be better manifested in the future with all.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here and having this conversation. Every single person deserves dignified care, and that starts with the language. We appreciate you, and thank you for your time today.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.